By the way, I know, so did DALL-E 3 come out? Is that the new AI revolution? I did see a viral post that was like, here's what DALL-E is capable of. I told DALL-E 3 to make me like comics, like newspaper style comics with these props. It got me laughing so hard because one of the ones that was taken as like an example of the power of AI was like, this is a programmer on vacation. And it was just, the dude was on the beach, and then he made a sandcastle computer. And this was like, check out how insane the tech is. And in a way, I will say, this guy's cooked, man. I will say, it is impressive. I can acknowledge how impressive it is. That AI can make a bad newspaper comic. Like, some people were like, this is funny. And I think that's insane, but humor's different for everybody. But I thought it was, on a technical level, it's very impressive that it could make a very shitty newspaper comic. And then on a human being level, I was like, who cares? I'm really trying hard to have, and I have to remind myself, as fucked up as it is, I have some responsibility with what I say because of the fact that for like 1,000 people on Earth, I'm the most famous person. Not that many people know me, but there's like a small auditorium full of people worldwide for whom anything I say is gospel, which is crazy. So I'm trying to have what I would describe as a balanced opinion on AI. I don't want you to be parroting my ignorant statements about AI out there and then getting shellacked in the marketplace of ideas. There's two things that bother me about AI, three things. One is the promises of how much it's going to change our lives before it's changed our lives, and thus the insinuation that if you don't see where things are going, you must be stupid. Like, we don't have to show you how good it'll be. You should just use your imagination. That annoys me. Secondly, seeming obsession with using AI to supersede human-created art. And this is just for me. I don't want to see a cool picture made by a robot, because I don't think you could just look at like a painting or a poem or something like that and be like, wow, that's so much better than a poem that I could write or a picture I could make. Part of what gives art meaning is the fact that another human being like me created it. If a robot is just mimicking that and doing its best job, there's nothing, the poem doesn't exist except to be created, which is interesting in its own right, but it doesn't stir the human spirit. The third one is that the people that I see that are most evangelical about AI seem to be running in the same circles as the people who were extremely evangelical 3 years ago about crypto completely changing the world, which has not happened yet. And as a result, I suss you a little bit, because we've been down this road before. Now, AI seems like it could be the real deal, but again, we're circling back to point number one. I need you to show me first this time, okay? My ass is not going to be like, oh, my CIBC checking account is going to be running on the Ethereum blockchain in 2024. You got to show me, man. I know I've said this exact same thing before. I feel like I'm becoming Brad Pitt in The Big Short. Like, I'm so close to putting my house inside a Faraday cage. I understand the irony as somebody who makes his living on Twitch. Well, I'm at the point now, when we were at Science World, I was losing my mind because I took my kid to use the potty, and the whole bathroom is They've gotten rid of all mechanical pumps in the bathroom, okay? The faucet is motion sensor. The soap dispenser's motion sensor. It's got the Dyson one where you just put your hands in like you're about to touch a plutonium rod. And then I do appreciate this, it also had a hand-wavy paper towel dispenser because those Dyson fuckers don't work. So me trying to wash my hands, I go to the sink. You got to go like this 20 times so the sink actually figures out that your hands are there. Then you start washing it, and it only gives you 1 second of water. You're supposed to wash your hands for 20 seconds, but it only gives you 1 second of water. So every 3 seconds, you're going like this again. Then I'm going to the soap dispenser, and I'm getting soap in my left hand, and I'm putting it on my hands. Then while I'm washing my hands, the motion sensor soap is too sensitive, so it's dripping soap onto my damn sleeve. Now I got my sleeve up to the motion sensor faucet going, trying to figure out how to get, and every time I do it, I'm getting soap on my elbow. We've gone too far. I know I seem like I'm passionate about one thing, and it's like public bathroom design. We need to go back to like the 1990s public bathroom setup. A mechanical pump on the soap dispenser, a standard faucet. It doesn't have to be 2 knobs. It could be a lever or something like that. The pump on the paper towel where you go ka-chunk and an appropriate amount of paper towel comes out. We don't need the electricity for this. We don't need the batteries. We don't need the sensors. We don't need the Wi-Fi chips, okay? We just need a button you can press. We need to go back. And we need urinals with dividers between them, if not the bathroom entirely becoming a stall. We at least need the divider. Please, we deserve nice things. People are working hard out here. Not me, but people. I was flicking through channels, found you, and I gotta admit I've been nodding enthusiastically at every take. Oh, I've got my finger on the pulse of the everyman. Why did I say that with an Amish paradise cadence? Saying prayers for the afterlife. I'm not an AI doubter. I'm just you gotta show me first. I'm not gonna give you the keys to the kingdom until I at least see that you got a keychain, you know? Check it out though, it made one picture where like the roofs make a spiral. Yeah, and that one looked pretty good. But then like the rest of them they made in that style look like utter dog shit. Just, I mean, a broken watch is right twice a day is all I'm trying to say. A hearty huzzah to you. Shut it. What happens on Wheel of Fortune if on the final fortune they give you RSTLNE and the word is relent? No! Yes! Like, do they just give you whatever you got on the spin? Can I just get like I'm not asking for the world. Can I get a small prop, not even multiple props, for at runtime coming up with a word that you can make entirely with RSTLNE? The first word that came to my head was learnts, which is not a word. Many of you are rightfully pointing out. Learnts, Lernt's, learnts. Wrestling, so close. That has an I in it and a G. Medea goes to school. So true. I'm here to learns. So close, that's a shape. That's what I was trying to reference. I can't remember though. What's the tweet? It's like there's no color named after a fruit. Someone said, I don't remember. There's so many useless tweets floating around in my head. I do remember the punchline. Close, that's a shape. Yeah, sure. 8-piece combo, no big deal. Try to get that at the airport. $78 in Newark. +2. So you're as online as I am. We love to see that. That dude had to be drinking some crazy whiskey. I gotta say, you do not have to hand it to David Brooks, okay? By any circumstance. But the dude is kind of like living my nightmare right now. Probably like half turnt. Decided to go tell a lie on Twitter for clout. and then became the main character of Twitter for like 3 days. Oh, I know it's not his first time being the main character. That's how I'm familiar with him. I was losing it. The first time I looked at it, I thought that he had the world's worst salad alongside the burger, but he did pull off all the lettuce and the tomato slice and was just eating like a Happy Meal style hamburger. And I'm just sorry to tell you that you can't. Listen, I know how this sounds. You can't self-style yourself as an intellectual who writes for the New York Times and scrape all the vegetables off your burger and then squeeze some ketchup on top of it like a 12-year-old kid. It's just not like it doesn't. It's incoherent. They don't vibe with each other. There's cognitive dissonance. You're gonna tell me you got the world figured out? I should be listening to you? You don't eat lettuce? There's nothing worse than a tomato slice on a burger thicker than the burger. Okay, David Brooks, this shit was like a millimeter thick, okay? I get it. It tastes yucky. You don't have to justify yourself to me. I'm asking you to. You don't have to. My controller is unplugged. Did you see Tim Scott tweet, "I was feeling hungry. Luckily, I saw the golden arches." And then it's a picture of him eating a hamburger. And then someone else, like another verified politician, replied and said, "McDonald's food is consistent and always alleviates my hunger." These are two robots discussing food, right? What kind of AI-ass comment is McDonald's is always consistent and alleviates my hunger? Like, it's it is AI talking. All right, I mean, you may be right. People be like, dude, social media is so easy these days. You can outsource everything to ChatGPT. Meanwhile, ChatGPT is writing shit for you like, McDonald's is so consistent and always alleviates my hunger. You've said the same thing about McDonald's? I didn't say. You see, this is why the world is actually going to be doomed by AI. You would never catch me saying some robot shit like that. McDonald's is consistent and always alleviates your hunger. No, fucking C-, see me after class. I used to work at a private school. You can't fail people no matter how bad they do. Maybe I said something like, this might be a controversial take, but when you're hungry, food hits different. Chibli's sleep schedule is so fucked up he could be here for the start of the stream. Also, did you see the... Sorry, this is my did you see this bit? But I mean, we're just fighting the same boss over and over. Did you see the fake Elon Musk account that was tweeting like, slept in the supply closet last night because I always get nervous before rocket launches? And it's clearly like fake. It's an AI generated image. And then all the people replying to it think it's really Elon Musk. And they're saying stuff like, nobody understands like how much you do for humanity and stuff like that. It was real. I'm sorry to tell you, it was 100% not real because he looked cool. My God, just kill me on that one. AI generated responses? I would love to believe that, but I don't believe that. Because there are like 9 different heart emojis in the Twitter handle, and then it's always goes off on some rambling like, you know, in 1997 I met you once when you came into the coffee shop where I was working, and I said, who's this interesting fellow with a South African accent? And I had no idea that day would change the course of my life. You're like, girl, he doesn't know your name. He doesn't know who you are. Who you got, Elon versus Zuck? Okay, in this household, we use his full name. Elon Musk versus Zuck My Tongue. The next revolution in Souls, I'm calling it right here. They're going to make a game where you can sip with one hand and attack with your other hand. Simultaneous sips and attacks. It's going to completely bust the meta wide open. Shouldn't have attacked. Deserved. Me when my shift begins. You have a problem. Unless it's a white monster. Am I right, Chibli? I did see the TikTok of the guy who in his percolator, his coffee maker, he filled up the filter all the way to the top with coffee grounds. So that's already a lot of coffee. Then instead of water, he poured 2 different cans of Monster. and then brewed that son of a gun. It was a full pot. He poured himself a cup, and then instead of like cream, he poured a 5-hour energy into it. And at least like, I don't even want to know, like 100 grams of sugar. I hate when people are like, that would literally kill me. But I think that is one of the things where I'm like, I want to see a follow-up tweet that's like, hey guys, my heart exploded and I'm dead in heaven now. But people are like, they'll go insane. They'll be like, me when I have pre-workout. And like, you probably gets you a little bit jacked up. But what, it's like caffeine and, a little taurine. You'll be okay. You're just going to the gym and doing like bicep curls. Like, let's just relax. It's not like government-issued methamphetamine designed to keep you on the front lines during the winter war. Like, the human body is capable of absorbing that. But that is a lot of caffeine. It's as much as you could probably distill into a liquid solution, I'd have to guess. Thought about posting videos on X? I've heard that it's getting greater numbers than any legacy media platform. It's very tempting. I've also seen that some of the biggest creators out there are earning upwards of like $100 a month. I mean, you don't have to be a business genius, you know? $8 a month to earn $100 a month. Then you start applying scale on that. You know, you stack it up over, a day, I'm ahead of you. You stack it up over a week, we're not even in the same zip code anymore. You stack it up over 5 years, I'm in a different reality to you altogether. The question was, is this your signature? Is this your handwriting? I'd say once every 2 years I look at that Donald Sterling quote, man. It gets me every time. So who's to say, yes, sometimes if I'm with a pretty girl and she says she wants to start sucking my thing, then who am I to say no? I'm only human. Sir, the question was, is this your handwriting? Tim the Toolman Taylor. You know another thing that's crazy on Twitter? Once every 8 months, Tim Allen, who has the most secure job of all time because Pixar will never stop making Toy Story related films, jeopardizes his entire career by tweeting something insane. And in the replies for his most recent insane tweet, it's a bunch of people, it's the worst joke of all time. It's basically the I identify as an attack helicopter joke from a so-called professional comedian. So many of the replies are people saying, this made my day, and then a gif of Tim Allen on Home Improvement. And literally in every single gif, it's him holding like a power tool and going, huh, 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 huh. She drives me insane, man. Don't tell me that's not the real Tim Allen, Chib. Come on, don't tell me I got baited twice. I'm just kidding, F him. Okay. Chiblee, welcome to the Resistance. I did see someone posted on Twitter. It was like, I had a $228 table of people from Europe. They didn't tip me at all, and they showed the receipt, and then somebody replied, and their name was Ollie, and they said, maybe you should talk to your boss about giving you a raise, and then all of the replies were going insane. The replies were like, smartest guy ever named Ollie, world's least stupid guy named Ollie in history, and I was laughing my ass off. Unhappy with your wage? Speak to your boss? Take your sensitive ass back to Brussels. This is California. We going to hell in this bitch. I thought of another great tweet that I'm not going to tweet, but Chiblee again. Chiblee, if you're still here, this one's for you, brother. What happened to my held foods? Oh, someone got sniped. It don't matter. So here's the tweet. It goes something like this. Motherfuckers will really go to Europe and come back and be like, oh, the food is so much better there. Yeah, bitch, you live in Ohio. It's something like that. No offense, Toasty. I'm still working out the punchline to make sure it hits as well as it can possibly hit. You need something more specific than Ohio? Okay, POV, your ass lives in Columbus, for sure. which is fine. Not that there's anything wrong with that. There is a fine line between banger tweet and millennial stand up. Nothing. I mean, let's not even get into the Hasan Minhaj stuff. You fucking made all this shit up, man? I mean, like, all of stand up is, like, supposed to be made up, but not that. Those were hard-hitting emotional stories, man. You're not supposed to make up that part. You're supposed to make up the part that's like, I was at the grocery store the other day. You're not supposed to make up the part that's like, here's a picture of the dude who infiltrated my, religious establishment when I was 13 years old. That's crazy. That was blowing my mind. My wife's got a yellow moon on Discord. What am I supposed to do? Saw it and then I saw it say, yellow moon means she's away. None of you stand so tall. Yellow moon means no Discord call. It's a yellow moon. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Yellow, yellow, yellow moon.